Welcome to Venusian Soul Tarot. Today I'm back with a timeless pick a card reading, and it's going to be a message from your future self. So I want you to cast your gaze over the cards and ask your higher self which card has a message for you. We have group number 1, group 2, group 3, and group 4. If you need to pause the video to meditate further, please do so. But for those of you who are ready, let's get started. Hi, group 1. So the message from your future self is to let go of everything that you're being asked to shed now, because it's going to enable you to fly. There's some sort of transition and rebirth process here that I feel is leading you into, I want to say, a beautiful new life or a happier version of self. I just feel like there's this shedding process happening or some sort of transformation internally. And it's like the more you go with the flow, the more you detach and allow this to occur, the more beautiful the outcome. Now, for many of you, I feel like it's in more than one area, but with this Death and then King of Wands, I kept hearing like this is enabling you to fly. So this could be relative to a dream you have, a desire, a passion, that when this occurs, you're able to, bring something into fruition or something unfolds or fully manifests after you've shed or let go of certain conditioning, I feel like within yourself. Especially with the 9 of Wands and 8 of Swords, right now there could be a rebirth happening, or there's something around shedding old skin, limiting beliefs, fears, a lack mentality that enables you to step into this higher frequency and call in new experiences. Because I also feel like there's a community that's coming for you in the future. And your future self is saying, even if you're going through, I want to call it a spiritual storm right now, there's a sense that it's cleansing your energy with this smoky quartz and purifying you so that you're at a frequency where you can attract in the things that your soul really longs for and desires. And I'm hearing you're not far away from that, but it's like you have to go through this energy first with this Death card and this full rebirth before you can attain it or attract this outcome. Yeah, with 3 of Cups and 2 of Cups as well, if some of you have been walking the path or been on a spiritual or personal growth path alone for some time, I feel like that's going to change as well. I feel like you're meeting the right people, right? There's a really strong sense of community, of soulmate energy. But first you have to master this rebirth or come to a place where you've fully healed and released an old version of self. Even release certain defenses. For some of you, you may have gone into hermit mode or had to retreat or pull your energy back because you've been through certain experiences that were difficult, or even just this energy of feeling misunderstood. So your future self is wanting you to know that process or that pattern is going to shift and change, but there needs to be a willingness after this rebirth to open yourself to the new. And that obviously includes new people, new connections, even new ways of thinking and being and doing. With 9 of Wands and 8 of Swords, I feel like you're also going to be seen with this King of Wands. So for some of you, after this rebirth, you're catapulted into the spotlight, or you're going to be more visible. Now, this could be seen, I mentioned feeling misunderstood. This could be seen in the sense that people are now understanding you better, but I also feel like it could be physically or literally seen through an endeavor, a job, a business. You're going to feel, if you've ever felt as though there's certain pressures or fears that are holding you back or keeping you down or stuck, that's what's shifting. There's going to be this energy where you feel like, the world is your oyster, anything is possible. You're going to be in a very fiery energy as well. Some of you could be fire signs, or you could have fire prominent in your chart, but I just get a very intense, potent energy that's coming from you. Yeah, and I'm getting as well, like if your passions, with 4 of Cups, if you felt like your dreams or passions weren't going to be met, or you weren't going to find whether this be the right connection or the right community of people that really see you and understand you, it's like you're being proven wrong in the best of ways, because that's what's coming in for you. but I feel like it's like you're letting go or you're shedding the struggles or the battles that you've been through or that you've had to experience to get here. Okay, your first oracle, we have Storm. It's okay to feel it all. Cleanse, collapse of the old, realignment. Yeah, with Nine of Wands as well, I kept hearing don't resist, don't fight, what's ending, or, don't try to prevent the release process where you're really letting go and shedding skin, because right now it could feel a little overwhelming or it could be a little bit scary in terms of all the energetic shifts and changes, but I feel like it's leading you somewhere beautiful, and Spirit is letting you know, like, you can trust the process, you can trust what's happening right now. You may have a lot of emotions resurfacing as well, or there's just a lot of energy that's swirling around you where it's hard to gain clarity, because I'm almost getting this sense of what is happening or where am I going. There could be a little bit of confusion within you as you're trying to figure it out. I'm also hearing from your future self, you're between cycles. But even if this ending or closure feels a little confusing or messy, it's headed, and you're headed somewhere very beautiful. It's going to have a beautiful outcome for you. You also have Way of Pearls, liminal space, new energies, trust, time of growth. Yeah. So again, there's this expansion, there's transformation. It's like your energy field is being prepared for a new experience of life. I'm also hearing from your future self that this era that you're heading into looks nothing like the past. And that's why shedding old conditioning might be so important, because again, some of you may have, yes, been in hermit mode because of your own journey, your personal growth, your spiritual path, but you may have also gone into hermit mode because you weren't sure, or you felt as though people weren't seeing you, or there could have been some toxic energies or people, environments that you had to cut off. And your future self is letting you know that that's not going to repeat itself, and it's safe for you to open up again and open your heart. There's a need as well to have trust, because I feel like I just heard, like, being in the eye of the storm, you may not be seeing where this is leading. It may just feel very messy or painful or chaotic right now. And it's like Spirit is wanting you to have that full faith and full trust that it is headed somewhere beautiful, and you can trust the journey. You also had angelic frequency. Angels are here. You are safe. Potent connection. Yeah. So again, you have a lot of angelic and spiritual support, and I feel like your angels are coming through very strong to reassure you or let you know that you're on the right path, you're moving in the right direction, and you can trust the process. I also feel, I keep hearing there's a huge change in your frequency, especially with angelic frequency and Christ consciousness. For this group, you are going through a big ascension, or there's a sense of your vibration rising drastically, where it's like you're unrecognizable, but your experience of life is unrecognizable, because obviously as your frequency keeps elevating, the way in which your consciousness perceives life or experiences life will be completely different. Yeah, you also have Orion activation, supernova, recreation, renewal, rebirth by light. Yeah, there's a lot more passion. It's like any creative abilities you have, spiritual gifts, passions, ideas, they're coming full force. Like, I see you being very lit up. So if you felt even a little bit stagnant or held back from, community, from your own passions, even from yourself, I feel like that's what's shifting. And there's going to be this sense of renewal and this drive to move ahead. With Orion as well, some of you could resonate with being a starseed, and you're bringing in this higher angelic frequency onto the earth. So you're almost going through certain cellular or energetic upgrades that are helping you anchor in this light. Okay, it's funny, the card you have above death is release. So again, yeah, it's like letting go. There's such a strong energy here of cleansing, letting go of past energies, emotions, thoughts, ways of being and doing. And I'm hearing, even if you can't see where it's heading right now, it's like the angels or your future self is wanting you to not resist the process, because for some of you, your mind might become a little bit frightened or just question this path and what's going on. And there's a need here to not question it and just keep, like, allow the process, move ahead, and keep letting go. You also have diligence with the King of Wands. It's funny, when I saw that King of Wands, I kept hearing you can fly or you're about to fly. And now we have a depiction of this bird flying high above the clouds. That's what I was getting for you. There's some sort of conditioning or fear or energies that you're shedding that is enabling your dreams to soar. Or it's enabling you to bring in things I just heard that were beyond your wildest dreams, even in terms of your relationship sector for some of you, because I feel like this is related to career and life purpose, and these cards are related to your relationships and your community. So there's a big change or turnaround in not only your life, but your experience of life and what you believe is possible for you. Right? And it's like that door is about to open for you in terms of your future and future possibilities. And it's like the angels are helping you walk through it, or they're encouraging you to run through that door. Okay, you have go with the flow, Divine Mother, Shekinah flow, detach. So again, with detach, you have release, detach. Here we had collapse of the old and cleanse. There's something here around really allowing yourself to let go and to move with the flow, even if this rebirth and transformation seems a little messy, right? Or even if your conscious mind can't quite figure out what's happening, because it's like this flow is taking you somewhere beautiful. And I keep hearing the flow of life is taking you to the right people. With Three of Cups, these are people that get you and people that celebrate you, especially with 3 and 2 of Cups. So for many of you, I feel like you have a lot of new connections that your future self is telling you about that are really beautiful and that really match your frequency. You have Golden Age Wisdom, DNA Activation, Lemuria, Priestess Awakening. So yeah, I already mentioned, I feel like you're going through some DNA upgrades or energetic upgrades here. You may notice with Lemuria and Priestess Awakening, I felt with this Orion card, there's an activation to your spiritual gifts, your creative gifts. You may have downloads and insights beyond what you've experienced previously, or just like new ideas that are coming in. But I feel in general, it's like you're waking up to the truest version of self, right? At a soul level, at a core level. And with that self may come certain, whether it be supernatural abilities or insights and ideas. I just see like a lot of downloads for you. But it comes precisely from your willingness to shed what has been. Okay, you have hope. As I enter the great school of life, I hold tight to my faith in God. God's love guides me and guards me in every situation I encounter. Regardless of what I confront, I trust in my true nature. Today I welcome life. I know the light will always return and there will always be infinite possibilities for me. Can you see how she's like at this precipice? It's like you're at the end of a cycle and there's this beautiful doorway or portal opening for you. But I just was really drawn to, I hold tight to my faith in God, because I feel like as you go through these changes or rebirth, you are going to really need to hold tight to your faith. We have Master of my life. I dedicate my strength to the divine within me, aligning myself with the true sovereign of my life. My ego steps aside as I listen to my inner voice and act in accordance with the truth I hear. In this way, I become the master of my life. I live and abide in humility, grace, and love for the glory of God. Yeah, and with this, my master of my life, I feel like you've been mastering yourself, right? Like this inner journey or this path of Christ consciousness has been you really taking the steps to develop yourself internally, to grow and heal and ascend spiritually. But I also feel Spirit was saying earlier, your ego may be frightened by what's occurring. So there's a need here to trust the soul, trust Spirit, trust God, the divine, and not, be lost in the mind or any mental chatter or fear that comes up with these changes or with this transition. So relying on faith, or this could be also, meditation, prayer, really leaning back on that, on those spiritual practices as you process these energies and as you move forward. So that's all I have for you. I hope this reading resonates and I hope you have a beautiful day. Hi, group 2. Okay, so message from your future self. I feel like the time is right for you. With the Wheel of Fortune and the Hierophant, I feel like it's time to take action on something, right? Or it's like your future self is letting you know that you're in this perfect moment of alchemy with this violet flame when you're ready to create something or go full force towards something. I'm getting a really strong energy of discipline for you where I don't know how to explain it. It's like I just keep hearing the time is ripe. For some of you, this could coincide as well with an idea or some sort of insight you have, a vision you're receiving. But I also feel like it's time to put your magic into the world, right? Or there's something you're going to build. I'm getting the energy of the alchemist. There's something you're going to build and create and cultivate that is going to be really stable and have a lot of longevity in the physical world. Something that you're working on with the Eight of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune, and the Hierophant. And it's like if you were uncertain about this path, or you were, I don't know, maybe for some of you are in a phase of preparation with Justice and the Moon. This could be wrapping up karmic lessons, wrapping up with Violet Flame, like transmuting the past, transmuting a past version of self. But there's something now where it's like time to go, right? Or the time is now to move ahead, to cultivate this, to create this. And it's like your guides are coming through saying, don't hold yourself back, right? Or don't back down from this path, from this vision, from this idea, because it is going to be really fruitful for you. And I feel like there's a lot of abundance you're going to be coming into, but there's something about like a golden opportunity or golden timing where it's like I just feel there's something in the air for you, right? There's this energy of magic, possibility. It's like the stars have aligned, or you've come into alignment with self or your highest expression. But there's something your soul and your future self is nudging you to bring into physical form. I just heard as well, trust the magic. Trust the magic, trust your visions and ideas and insights of what's aligned for you or what's right for you. It's like not holding yourself back in any capacity. If there was any doubt with the Moon, I'm getting this energy of like self-doubt or a lack of confidence around this path or endeavor. I feel as though you're moving through or you're transmuting that energy so that you can move full force or full throttle into this new path and into this new or toward this new direction. Yeah, I'm hearing don't allow anything to hold you back. So it's almost like your future self is igniting that passion, that confidence, that fire, that drive to really move ahead. I also feel with Justice and the Moon, I just heard successful completion. So for those of you, if you're wondering, have I cleared certain karma or is a cycle done? Have I overcome something? The answer is yes with this Ten of Wands. Like there's a complete closure or ending to karmic patterns or cycles or even belief systems within yourself that could have held you back or just limited you in some way. And it's like now you're able to fully move ahead or you're ready to move ahead fully. With Ten of Wands and Page of Coins, for some of you, this could be like an idea, an insight, but it's a dream. It's definitely linked to your life purpose or something that you feel you were meant to do, meant to create. And with the Hierophant as well and Violet Flame, I don't know, this just gives me magician energies, but it could be spiritual in nature or it could be linked to mirroring your soul's wisdom in some degree, whether this be like a spiritual gift, a book, a sharing of wisdom, or bringing information or knowledge to others. I just keep getting like, it's like your soul is ready to express itself. Okay, so we have Cities of Light. And again, we have number 10. So you have 10, 10, closing out actually you have 10, 10, 10. So closing out a big chapter and karmic cycle. Telos, Adama, Inner Earth, Etheric Retreats, Family of Light. For some of you as well, you could be creating something that you bring to a group or a collective, whether that's like a workshop, a retreat. It could be a book that obviously a large collective read. There's something here around you bringing your work or this light to others. And I keep hearing it's time. For some of you as well, there's something about the timing because I'm seeing like your Akashic records and hearing it's time for this to be brought into the world. So there's some sort of soul contract that you've had that you're going to create this or birth this into, collective consciousness or bring this information to the collective in some way. But I feel like you had to go through a lot of preparation or certain lessons, or even it may have felt like certain battles to get here. I don't feel like this was an easy path. It could have been quite arduous. You also have divine masculine, rise of true gentle power, true strength. That's what I was getting. Some of you, because I mentioned that page could represent, for example, an idea, right? A spark, a passion, an insight. But there's something here around your future self asking you to turn a spark of passion, a desire, an interest or dream into like a business plan. Because I'm seeing someone that's literally nutting out the details of, okay, this is what I'm going to create. This is, seeing the multiple, this is my stream of income, or this is the basis. If we're talking, for example, about a book, it's like a synopsis or some sort of, or you're breaking down the chapters of the book. There's something around organizing or like a business plan, right? Where it's like you're organizing the nuts and bolts of what you're doing. And there's almost like a schedule that you're constructing, or there's a level of discipline in regards to how you're bringing this to fruition. Because it's like the timing is right, the energy, the alignment is beautiful, but it's like you may need a level of discipline or structure to actually bring it into the physical, right? And I see that's what your future self is encouraging you to cultivate and develop so it can come into form. You also have halls of learning, spirit guides, confirmation, great lessons above justice. So again, this is confirmation for me that you've come out of a karmic cycle or you've learnt your lessons, right? The experiences that were meant to guide or teach you or help you expand on a spiritual level, you already have learnt them, you've aced the tests. It's also a confirmation that it's the end of the karmic challenges. I feel like moving forward, you're not going to face or experience the same level of kind of karmic, especially if we're talking karmic connections. I feel like the game is changing for you, right? It's like you're getting a clean slate, a fresh start, and things are going to move with ease. I feel like there's going to be a lot more of a focus for this group as well on your own life purpose and your spiritual path. So if there've been circumstances that were draining your energy or even people, I feel as though you may be really cultivating strong boundaries, or you're being asked to, so that you can funnel your energy into what you're building, because you're going to need a lot of energy and discipline to have this move forward. Okay, you have Akashic Stargate, aligned with purpose, crossroads, no wrong path. Again, the time is now. You are perfectly aligned with your life purpose, and it's like you're about to jump fully in, head first into this endeavor, into something, that you feel is your purpose, that you're very passionate toward. But I'm hearing for many of you, this was written, and it's funny, I said it's written in your Akashic records, and you have Akashic Stargate. There's a soul contract that you were here to bring this into form, into fruition. And I keep hearing like the time is now, or you're ready now. Yeah, and I just kept hearing this message, don't forget this factor, right? The more organized, when we talk about divine masculine energy of breaking it down, step by step, bringing it into form. You also have enlightenment with Knight of Swords. Yeah, you're going to have a lot of epiphanies and guidance from spirit in regards to your next steps and how to bring this to fruition. But with enlightenment, I feel like you first had to reach a level of enlightenment or awareness within your own life and journey to be able to birth this. That's why I feel for some of you, it's linked to spirituality or wisdom, or even your own spiritual gifts. And it's like you had to cultivate that awareness, or you had to do the inner work to reach this point. And that's part of why you're now perfectly aligned. You also have your opportunity with Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, it's an opportunity coming in, but obviously it requires a level of work as well, right? Where there's a need here to, you know, set things in motion, do the work to align with this energy. That with opportunity, I feel like this is, I just said, the biggest opportunity of your life, or it can be, right? Like there's a lot of abundance here. There's a lot of potential. And this isn't only something that brings abundance. I feel like this is something that brings true and lasting fulfillment. Do you know how often people talk about, when people talk about happiness, some people can link happiness to pleasure, right? Short-term things, whether that be like, I don't know, it could be like going shopping, or I don't know, watching a great film. And certainly those things can bring a level of happiness momentarily. But when we talk about long-term happiness, oftentimes it's linked to a sense of purpose and meaning. It's like you're finding that endeavor, that business, that project that, I don't want to say defines your life, but becomes integral to your life and your journey. It's the thing that brings you the most passion. Yeah, portal. 5D, healing temple, astral travel with a wheel of fortune. For some of you, what you're doing or birthing is related to healing. But there's something about like a portal or the timing. And it's like your future self is saying, go now, act now. And with that dragon energy, I feel like you have the confidence now to really go for it. I feel as well what you're creating is going to leave a legacy or have a really powerful effect for others and on others' journey. And that's why it's so crucial as well, because it's like they're going to reap the benefit. It's not only you who reaps the benefits of this endeavor, you're helping others in the process. You have the Hierophant with Heal the Healer, Soul's Truth, Atlantis, Emerald Tablets. Yeah, so some of you could be stepping into the role of, I just heard leadership, but a spiritual leader, teacher. I just heard a wise one, a sage. But again, I feel like your soul has been preparing for this for many lifetimes. And I also feel like you have ancient knowledge and wisdom and spiritual gifts from many other incarnations, whether it be ancient Atlantis, ancient Egypt, that you're integrating into what you're doing. And when we think of the Emerald Tablets, again, it's well, it's not technically a book, but it's channeled information, right? That's what I'm getting. For some of you, maybe channeling something or speaking certain truths, spiritual truths that help to awaken the collective. You have unity. Today, I bring my attention into the present moment where I become one with my inner light. As I make this conscious connection, I find myself centered in my heart and begin to glow with my own divinity. Union with my inner light provides me with a wise and stable base from which I can now live every day of my life. Again, I feel like you've already integrated with your higher self, or you can hear your higher self very clearly. I feel like when you incarnated, you were already a very old soul. You may have resonated with being sensitive or just being able to access the higher realms effortlessly. For some of you, though, what you're here to spread, or the information and wisdom that you're sharing, ushers in unity consciousness, helps people remember who they truly are, helps people connect with the soul, right? And you may be helping to usher in an age and era of peace, right? Peace, unity, well-being. Because the other card you had is attaining peace. Today I turn within to find the source of my experiences. There I find the peace that comes from seeking truth. I understand that the riches I discover within myself have a greater value than all the wealth of the outside world. Step by step, I continue my spiritual quest. Little by little, I free myself, rising ever higher and attaining true inner peace. Yeah, it's like you had to discover this peace, this unity, this divinity within. And that's why you went through potentially certain karmic patterns or cycles to reach this level of awareness and understanding. And now it's like you're guiding others. But some of the information or wisdom you may be providing is that everything is inside of self, right? That what we seek externally does not bring fulfillment. Like when we're talking, I just read that thing about wealth. Oh yeah. I discover within myself I have greater value than all the wealth of the outside world. You may be helping people as well to change their definition of wealth and what has value, what brings lasting joy and peace, because it can't be anything outside of self, right? It will only be temporary if you work from the outside in. So there's something here around helping people navigate their inner landscape, or helping people understand the source of joy, the nature of joy, how to align with joy and peace within themselves, how to create and transmute energies so that they are and can express this highest version of self. So that's all I have for you. I hope this reading resonates, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Hi, Group 3. Okay, so message from your future self. I feel as though you're about to have a brand new experience of love, of connection. Now, again, it doesn't have to be romantic. This could be platonic, but for some of you, I do feel this is the energy of a romantic connection. Now, what I want to say is you could have had an experience in the past of a very painful, breakup or connection that ended. This is a very strong energy of a karmic connection that's closed out, that you've healed. I feel like you've healed from it, but it's like you may be moving into a new experience of love, and there could be a little bit of fear because of what you've experienced previously, right? Like, I don't know how to explain it. There could be some residual fear that this pattern is going to repeat itself, because what I'm getting is this connection could have felt like a soulmate connection, and in a sense it is. I'm getting like a strong karmic connection. It was fated, but it was, quite karmic and maybe painful, versus the Four of Wands, right? Where, again, we have a soul connection here, or you're meeting soulmate, soul tribe energy, but there could be residual fear that, this is going to play out. So there's something here around trusting yourself and trusting what's coming in for you moving forward. And of course, always use your discernment. But there's an energy here of you may feel, even though you may feel afraid of this path, or you may worry that, it's not going to end favorably for you, or it's not aligned. That's what I'm getting. For some of you with spiritual decree, you could have gone through this personal journey of healing, letting go of the past, healing this wound, and really committed yourself to yourself, right? Some of you I'm getting, because I just heard, I'm in a relationship with self. Some of you may not even be open to this, right? But there's a sense here of allowing yourself, it's like allowing or leaving the door to your heart open a little bit, because it's time for new connection. That's what I'm getting from your future self. And for some of you, you could be attracting like a King of Cups energy. This could literally be a water sign, sun, moon, rising, but it's someone that's emotionally very open, very healthy, very loving. And again, whether this be romantic or platonic, for some of you, this could be like soul tribe, a community around you. But it's like there's this distinction between the energy you've been in, or maybe even the commitment you made to yourself, which could have been more so focused on a solo path or your own individual spiritual path versus connection. And it's like now your future self is saying that gap, you're bridging the gap where you're making room for both. Yeah, it's like you're allowing it. I just keep hearing allow yourself to be loved, or allow yourself to be seen, because that's what's coming in for you. I don't know if some of you, because I'm getting someone that's really resistant to love, or has kind of written that side of their life off. There's something where it's like there's hesitant to open up. Yeah, but I just keep hearing you have healed from this, but again, sometimes there can be some residual fear when it comes to opening the heart again or engaging in connection. I'm also hearing from your future self that these connections, or this significant connection, is going to further enhance your spiritual path. So for some of you, you could be very dedicated or disciplined when it comes to whether this be your spiritual path, yourself, like self-love, self-care, your career. And you may worry that if you pour energy into others, or if there's other people in your world, it will detract from this connection you've built with self. But spirit and your future self is letting you know that it's going to further foster your personal growth and help you fully step into, I want to say, an even, grander version of self, right? a more loving, whole, fulfilled version of self. These are people that are going to add to your life rather than take from you. Yeah, and it's time. I just keep hearing as well, it's time to have fun, or it's time to celebrate, it's time to connect. It's time to have people as well who celebrate you, who see you clearly and truly for all that you are, and actually celebrate that. And again, your experience of connection up until this point could have been quite maybe toxic or negative, very karmic. And it's like, yeah, you've left that behind, but it's like you may not even know connections like this can exist. So it's almost like your future self is preparing you or letting you know like it's not too good to be true. And if certain fears resurface, it's not because this can't be trusted, it's because of what you've lived previously. You have Dolphin Baby. Lemurian origin, flow, timeless, adaptable, free, take your time. I feel for this group as well, you're very independent. You have a very independent energy. You may also really like being alone. I'm definitely not getting someone who's, whose time in solitude is, like, oh, when are the right people coming? This is the energy of someone that's embraced it so wholeheartedly. It may actually be difficult now to open the door to new people and situations. You also have emergence, celebrate sensuality, joy, right to enjoy, truly living. So this as well can be like the joy of, I just keep hearing the joy of self-expression, or the joy of sharing your light, right? Sharing experiences where there's reciprocal energy, there's give and take. It's not the energy of being depleted. For some of you, you may resonate with really being a light worker, a starseed, someone that has a really bright light and energy field. That you may have attracted people that needed this light, who had the intention, whether consciously or unconsciously, but they were taking energy from you. They were draining you. Whereas now it's like you're meeting people, or you will be meeting people that add to that light, who bring their own, it's like you're the sun and you're meeting another sun, where both of you are illuminated. Both of you are on this spiritual path or spiritually awakened. And it's like you can share that energy with each other. You may be seeing 222 as well. You have Emerald Tablet activation, cosmic ordering, divine alchemy, conscious manifesting. Yeah, there may be a part of you. Firstly, what I'm hearing is there's either one significant soulmate, but for others of you, I do feel this could be like a community, like soulmates or soul tribe. But there's a sense here of these people or this person activates you, right? But at a heart level, I feel like part of your heart still longs for connection like this. Even if consciously you're like, no, like I'm happy on my own, or I'm just focused on my individual path and learning my spiritual lessons and growth, there may be a part of you though that still desires or harbors this hope deep down, like I hope I can, attract this type of connection, or I hope I can, experience. It's like you may be experiencing true and genuine love, soul-centered love for the first time. And your future self is almost preparing you for that, because a part of you may become afraid or may freak out from this experience, just because it's very, very different from what you've had previously, or what you even thought was possible. For some of you, you may have closed the door on this because you didn't even know if it could happen. And it's like, as you've stepped more fully into yourself, your spiritual path, your own light, it's like it's magnetizing in these right connections for you. Yes, Stargate heart chakra opening, unlocking, generosity. Yeah, I'm hearing leave the door to your heart ajar or open. And there's so much green energy here. So yeah, it's like you're experiencing a heart chakra awakening or opening. And I feel like these individuals, or this particular individual, is really going to open you up or help to awaken you. I just heard like bringing you back to life. Not that you were already in a beautiful vibration within yourself, and you had healed with this butterfly. You'd already gone through these spiritual transformations. But it's like, when you meet certain individuals, or someone that really matches up energetically, and it's like it's like it sparks or activates an energy within you that you didn't even know existed, right? Or that you didn't even know you needed. That's what I'm getting. It's like puzzle pieces. You have taking risks with this eagle energy and Ace of Wands. Yeah. I keep hearing that song, Let My Love Open the Door to Your Heart. That's what I'm getting. But it's going to feel like a risk, and there's a part of you that may not want to open this door. That's what I get. So I really feel for this group, you are not looking for love at all. Or it's like you're not focused on others. You may be meditating, focusing on your career, your finances, health, well-being, everything but connection. And it comes in. Yeah, like you may be someone as well that's really focused as well on the higher realms here, or connecting with, your higher self, the spirits, just being in a higher frequency, a higher vibration. Look, again, you have community. Look at the butterflies. So again, you've transformed. You've been through this transformative process, but so have these individuals, right? Because you're all butterflies. And that's what I feel like your future self is letting you know, that you have equal standing. These are people that have a similar frequency, that can kind of meet you where you're at. And again, I don't know if you've dealt with being depleted or people trying to steal your light, steal your energy, just kind of being drained, where you were meeting those who were nowhere near at your level of consciousness. And it's like now you're finding those who speak the same language, right? Who understand you. And these are people that want to give and add to your life, not take from it. But because of your experiences previously, you may not trust that they're there to give. That's what I'm getting. Like your future self is saying, don't. And again, you always have free will, use your discernment, but your future self is saying, do not push away or close this door prematurely, especially without giving it time to really get to know someone, right? And really see what the experience is like when you're connecting with this individual or these individuals. You literally have butterflies again. So again, butterflies could be significant to you. That could be an omen or sign before you meet this person or these people. But there's something about butterflies. I feel like you are a butterfly as well. You've been through a lot of transformation. You may also be, when I think of a butterfly, I think of, the freedom, right? Where you can kind of flit around and do your own thing. I feel for this group, you may even have like a butterfly or like a cat, a feline energy where you're very independent, very regal. You like to kind of do your own thing. You can really entertain your own mind. So you may not be someone that really needs to draw on other people normally for, connection or stimulation. It's like you source that within self. We have abundance, raising your vibration, light missions, Ra activation. So again, these are people that are also on a higher vibration. These are people that help you elevate your own vibration. But with abundance as well, I feel like you're in this frequency of abundance, or you've stepped into this frequency of abundance, and it's like you're attracting in others that kind of bring that energy to you. And there's a lot of yellow energy here as well. I'm getting this sense of like love and laughter and play and joy. Yeah, and I feel like your future self is saying, don't underestimate how much joy these individuals or this person can bring into your life. I also feel you're going to become more abundant after you meet them. It's almost like because they enhance your energy and your happiness, that creates this flow-on effect of greater abundance. Look, alchemy of love, peace offering compassion, Venus energy. I'm hearing love is knocking on your door, whether you want it or not. And of course, you always have free will in terms of what you want to do, but there is a really strong energy of connection and love here. But this is a love that's based on peace, compassion, serenity. This is like a very pure love, right? These are connections that are very healthy. All individuals have done the inner work. So there's like, if you've experienced karmic or chaotic energies previously, I don't feel that's the case here. Yeah, simplicity. Today I choose to simplify my life. As I do so, my burdens lighten. I release my ego's need to understand, to prove, and to control. Instead, I undertake every task with an open, humble heart. Seeing through the eyes of a child, I discover life in all its wonder and simplicity. As the complications and chaos of the mind fall away, I remember I am one with the light. So you could have gone through a phase as well of you simplifying your life, or you may have felt like your life was better and simpler and you could connect more deeply with your inner child and your joy, on individually, right? So you may feel like connections or people add complication or add chaos to this path. But what spirit and your future self are letting you know is they're going to bring harmony, more abundance, more joy, more love. Love appears. Now we have a dove here twice. You have had so many cards around love and the heart chakra. I renounce my pain and release my resistance. Today I choose to reside in the light of my being. I rise up boldly and ask for the understanding that will free me of my duality. My prayers are heard and God sends angelic help so that love and peace find their way to me. When I open my eyes, love appears. Yeah, this love and connection or connections are heaven sent, right? But it's like, I renounce my pain and release my resistance. That's what your future self is asking of you, to release resistance. I feel like you've already healed the pain, but it's like that residual memory or resistance around the past repeating itself. So that's all I have for you. I hope this reading resonates and I hope you have a beautiful day. Hi, group 4. So message from your future self is that you're going to need very, very strong boundaries for the energy you're about to step into. And what I mean, for some of you, this may have already happened with the King of Swords, Four of Pentacles, Five of Wands, and Eight of Cups. You may have already walked away from a lot of people, or at the very least set boundaries with a lot of people. But you're about to shine so bright that there's going to be a lot of individuals that are drawn to your light and your success. And so there's a need. Obviously, I'm not saying, oh, don't be friendly. You can be friendly, but there's a need to be very discerning with who you open the door to, right? Or who you allow. I'm hearing not everyone is meant to go with you on this path. Like what you're about to step into with the Sun and the Ten of Pentacles is great abundance, great wealth. And this could be from something like I'm hearing you're shining from your passions, from a talent you have, a gift you have, an idea. And it's like there's some people that you may have literally closed the door on, or you've cut connection with, or you need to set boundaries with, because they can't come with you, or they're going to try to take from you. Because there's almost an energy here of being very conscious of people's, or discerning of people's motives. And it will be obvious to you, I feel, whether they're there to kind of, because I'm seeing someone or certain people perhaps trying to like ride on your coattails into the spotlight, into the sun. And it's like spirit or your future self is saying, no, like they haven't earned that. With Merkaba, they're not in a frequency where they can experience that themselves, right? So it's like, and you need to really protect your peace. I'm hearing protect your peace, your wealth, and your success and well-being with very firm boundaries with this King of Swords energy. Because again, I feel like if the spotlight isn't on you, I feel like it's about to be, or there's a great amount of success and wealth and recognition that's coming in for you. But it's like again, you need to protect what you're working on. I keep getting that, and not allow certain energies to maybe even see what you're doing. So this could also be moving in silence. I'm not saying, obviously, if you need to put yourself out there and you're doing something publicly, obviously anyone can see that. But there's a sense while you're building this, or while you're taking this journey to success, you may have needed to move in silence. You may need to set boundaries. It depends where you're at on this path. But I just keep getting an energy of this can't come here. It needs to be separated, or there need to be very strong boundaries. Yeah, I just feel like you're glowing, or you're about to be just shining, and a lot of eyes are going to be on you, or a lot of people are going to be drawn to not only you, but what you can do and what you have. Because I feel like what you can do and your gifts are going to lead to, generational wealth, or it has the potential to generate a lot of abundance and wealth. So it's like, because I'm hearing you're very shiny right now, or you're about to be like really lit up, glowing. And there may be individuals that, again, I keep seeing them literally holding onto your coattails as you move into the sun or the spotlight, trying to come with you. I just heard as well, like you can't carry anyone, right? They have to do this inner work to discover their own abilities, their own light. They need to cultivate that for themselves. So it's like by setting boundaries in some ways, you're helping them to really go on that inner journey themselves, or to do that inner work themselves. Yeah, it's also not allowing people, do you know how sometimes people can guilt you or, you know, try and convince you that you should not take them per se, but you know what I mean? Like, even when we're talking about connections that may be long standing, say we've known someone for a long time, but they're kind of toxic or very karmic. It's like that history can make us, or they can use that to try and come into this era or next chapter. I'm just hearing be very discerning, because who you have around you, I feel like can make a huge difference in how this unfolds for you. And with Knight of Wands and Seven of Cups, for some of you, you may have multiple streams of income, or you will have multiple streams of income. I feel like you may be working on more than one thing, or there's going to be more than one blessing that's coming in for you. And that's why it's so important for you to have discernment and for you to be very clear in regards to what you want moving forward and who you're going to allow into your life, but who you're going to allow on this path with you. Yeah, and with Four of Pentacles and Five of Wands, especially if people are like holding on to you, or you feel as though, like energetically, you may be needing to cut cords, cleanse your energy field. I don't know, you just have a lot of people trying to push into your energy field or to take this journey with you. And I just keep hearing they don't belong on that path. So your first oracle, you have peace beyond survival. Master number 11, peacemaker through inner peace, resolving ancient splits. But look, again, it's like you've got to sometimes, I feel, be this lion, protect your energy, what you've cultivated, what you're working on. And sometimes with peace, I think of silence, right? Moving in silence. Sometimes you need to not necessarily declare where you're going or what you're doing, just so they don't have an entry point, right? So your future self may be asking you as well to not give away too much information about yourself or your path, even on social media, like in terms of your personal life. You have guidance, inner compass, support, trust your guidance. But again, keep this message isn't to, you know, be in any energy of fear or to not do what you feel called to, right? Because for some of you, this spotlight may come from sharing yourself, right? Sharing your energy, sharing your gifts, your creative abilities. There could be a product or business that you've cultivated. So obviously keep moving ahead with that. But it's like you, with certain individuals, you may not want to reveal too much or give them access, right? Whether that means like, you know, blocking certain people or just having a level of silence, not allowing, being very discerning with how much energy you're giving away. Yeah, and with guidance, I feel like you have been supporting and trusting your guidance the entire time. But what may be happening is, say certain individuals knew you when you first started on this path. They may not have fully seen or believed in or known where you were going, right? And it's like now the fruits, now your path is bearing fruit, and they can see physically the abundance and the success that you were cultivating internally the entire time. And that could make, you know, with certain individuals, especially if they have they're opportunistic or they want something, that could be making you a beacon to them. They could be very focused on you. So I don't know if these are past people that you fully let go of, or these are just energies that are trying to get closer to you right now. Yeah, you have Hatha light codes, light immersion, full system upgrade, power recall. Yeah, and you're with King of Swords, you're really learning about claiming your power, right? Setting boundaries, being in that lion energy, you know, claiming what's rightfully yours, not allowing people to talk you out of who you know yourself to be, what you're here to do, and what you deserve. But yeah, you're really lit up. There's something that's happened with your chakras and your energy field where you're just a beacon of light. People are very drawn to this energy, this light, this frequency that you're emitting. You also have here Venusian Galactic Council, star being guides, answer the call, time to shine. That's what I'm saying. I feel like you're shining so bright. But again, this is your calling. This is your path. And this success and wealth and abundance is for you. That doesn't mean obviously you can't share it with those you love, of course. But it's like be discerning of who that is, right? Because I feel like some may not be deserving or in alignment with this energy, right? They don't deserve a seat at the table. And for some of you, you may have already cut these people off or set boundaries, but they're trying to access you energetically. So it's important to just, you know, protect your energy, release any, influence and just keep moving ahead. But I just keep seeing you lit up and glowing. Yeah, openness with the Knight of Wands. You may be someone as well that's very, like, you have very open, and I'm getting Leo energy, right? You shine very bright, you've got a big heart, you're very emotional, you may be very emotionally open and loving. Like, your tendency is to give and to share, and, like, you know, we can all win together, which is a beautiful mindset, but you just may need to be a little discerning or cautious of who you're kind of giving this energy to, or who you bring this energy to. Because I feel like it's like, stay open in terms of your energy as you move through the day, but it's like, don't bring this when you have that knowing that certain people aren't serving your highest good, it's like not being in this energy with them, right? And setting boundaries. Because you also have illumination with Seven of Cups. Yeah, I feel like you're about to be blessed with so many ideas, insights, new opportunities. It could be streams of income as well. Like I already said, with Seven of Cups, some of you have more than one stream of income, or you're about to be very successful, and it could spill over into more endeavors. It may end up being multiple endeavors, or you may have a lot of different streams of income that you can cultivate. And you also have here Shadow Mirror, deep healing, understanding, seer with the Sun. I just feel like you're going to be able to see through people, right? Especially with this shadow energy. When you're fully immersed in the light with this sun energy in here, where you're completely lit up, it's really clear to you, or will be, who's operating from these darker frequencies. It's like your spidey senses, or that instinct, right? That knowing is going to kick off, because their energy is going to feel really heavy to you. It's going to feel like, ugh, like I need to, you know, like I need a bath, or not literally, but I need to cleanse my energy after being around certain people. Or when this person reaches out to me, I feel really, you know, when your gut kind of churns, or you have that instinct, like, nah, it's not in alignment. And I feel like your future self is just asking you to really heed that guidance. You have Rewild, Druid, Treekeeper, Perception versus Reality with Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, your experience of life is about to completely change. I feel like for some of you, you're going to generate a level of abundance or wealth that life completely transforms for you, right? Where, I don't know, your lifestyle's going to change. Everything is going to shift. If you ever had any worries about lack, or, you know, not being able to succeed, disappointment, it's like your life is about to do a 180. But again, it's going to make you very appealing and very attractive to perhaps even people you've left behind that maybe didn't treat you the best, or didn't believe in you when you started on this path and journey. And I just keep hearing some people don't deserve a seat at the table, right? If they weren't there for you in the preparatory phase, they shouldn't be there at that final sitting, right? And it's something here around really using discernment. Yeah, I accidentally grabbed 3 cards for this group. We have integrating energies, awakening, transitioning. Yeah, I feel like there's just going to be a lot of energy coming at you. And it makes me think, you know, when someone blows up, like with a business or on social media, and all of a sudden they have so much, you know, attention, or there's a lot of people who are focused on them, and it can feel like your energy field is being bombarded a little bit, or that may be an experience that you have. So it's also learning how to ground and protect your energy field in general. And again, these could be people that absolutely love you and love your work, right? I'm not saying it's necessarily negative energy. It's just a lot of energy to cope with. So it's like learning how to balance your own frequency and stay grounded even with this focus. You have a gift from life. Each day life offers me abundant proof that the universe loves me. Every day God sends angels to help me. Today I will receive an angelic message. It may come from someone with whom I speak, or from words that I read. I will listen closely, as this message is a divine gift meant to help me make my way in love and maintain my spiritual strength. Okay, that message could come again through a reading, through something you read, but I feel like this message is coming from your future self, again, helping you to ground that spiritual strength in the face of a lot, I want to say, turbulence. It's beautiful turbulence. It's going to be an absolute blessing, but even, you know, a great change in your life, or a big shift and a blessing, can feel chaotic when there's a lot of energy tied to it, right? And that's what I'm getting, is how can I ground myself, my energy, and be really discerning in terms of who I'm allowing into my energetic field. Yeah, my creative power. I recognize the creative power of my thoughts. I know that I can use them to build or to destroy. Today, I choose to use my thoughts to create a universe filled with joy and harmony. I will maintain a positive attitude. I have the power to create love and peace. That's what I feel like you've already done with my creative power. But for some of you, this success could be linked to a creative gift you have, a creative idea. There's something about your personal creativity, or you're just shining bright with your gifts, your talents. But it's like Spirit is saying, select the people in your life, or allow the people into your life that bring more love, that bring more joy, that operate from these higher frequencies. I feel like you're going to be very discerning and close out or let go of people, situations, energies that bring chaos, or that I keep hearing want to take from you, whether that's take your light, or have, I just said have a piece of the pie, right? Like have, are drawn to the amount of abundance, you glowing. I just keep hearing if they weren't here and supportive earlier on, they shouldn't be here at the end of the journey. And again, that could just be setting some boundaries. It doesn't mean having to go to cut contact, but I just keep getting that overwhelming message of protect your space, your peace, and your abundance. So that's all I have for you. I hope this reading resonates, and I hope you have a beautiful day.